Hello, all my merrymakers. I am Becca, and welcome to All the Things Thursday. To all my oldies and goodies who have been coming back every week, thank you so much. To anybody new here, welcome. All the Things Thursday is my weekly video where I talk about all the things that I've been working on that week. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, make sure you give it a like. Got a couple of things to show you this week. I'm excited. Alright, so where to start? Let's start with the finished object, which of course is buried under everything else. Oh, shoot. And I also forgot another finished object. Pause for a second. I try to get everything together so that I don't have to pause, but every so often, there's usually something small that I've forgotten. Alright, so since I got up and got it, first things first. So this is the yarn left over from the Miller Square blanket. And I made like kind of a twisty beret, and it was inspired by another I said beret, but I meant to say beanie, that I had found on Ravelry. Now I'm actually seeing that you can see the stitch definition pretty good on this brim, so I'm really proud that's showing up. I was trying to go for like a sugar cone look. I don't think that it translated to that, but it still looks pretty cool. In fact, to me, this more gives me Kremlin vibes than anything else. But because it does contain wool, I have it stored separately from everything else in a bag. Sorry for the crinkles. That says that it contains wool, so that when I donate it, anybody who looks at it will say, oh, that contains wool. Alright, instead of me trying to unearth things, I'm just going to grab from the top and go. So, I went to Smart and I bought some yarn, of course. Pretty much, I've changed my tactics a little bit to say, okay, if I'm going to buy yarn, I'm gonna spend less than $20, which could actually end up to be a lot with the right yarn, as you'll see. So when I bought the yarn, I knew it was two separate skeins of yarn, but the color schemes were very similar, so I decided to buy them anyway. And I have been making this shawl, and I think it's coming together gorgeously. Now this pattern is called Virus Meets Granny Square, and I found it on a tutorial on YouTube by FiberSpider. I will at least link his channel in the description. I want to do one more repeat of the virus pattern, and then this will be done. This is what's left of one of the skeins. This is ice cream yarn, which I forget who makes ice cream yarn right now off the top of my head, but this colorway is called Tutti Frutti. And then this is what's left of the other skating yarn. If I'm not mistaken, this is a mandala cake, and if I'm not mistaken, the name of the colorway is Nifflers, if I'm not mistaken, as in the magical creature who sniffs out shiny things. Alright, and then something I started working on again today that had been on the sidelines because we were waiting on some yarn to arrive is the start of the blanket for my mother. Now, we talked today and she had some requests on how to change the way I was going to do the blanket. So, based on the blue yarn, which it doesn't exactly match the blue in this the striping, but I think it goes with it very well. And blue is my dad's favorite color, so she wanted it to stand out, and I think that's what it's going to do very well. So basically, we're going to have a stretch of blue, a stretch of stripes, and then a stretch of blue, and each stretch is going to be a different pattern. I do need to finalize with her whether we're doing 7 sections or if we're doing 9 full sections, because there's 3 stitches. So anyway, and then the finished object, the piece de resistance. This is the Miller square. With all the ends weaved in, if I were to change anything about the way I constructed this blanket, I would have been more mindful of in what order the squares were made. But even without doing that, I feel like that this made a really gorgeous, really interesting blanket. Now again, it's gonna go into a large plastic bag with a label that says that it contains wool, because some people are really sensitive to wool, and again, as a donation, I want it to bless people, not hurt them. So I do have some thoughts about what to do with this leftover yarn, because it's just a little smidgy bit here, and I have a feeling that there might be some of this left too once I'm done. Maybe again just a little bit. So if I again fuse the two, I might be able to make a little hat for my niece, is what I'm thinking. If not, I will just donate it to Smart. Please be on the lookout this Saturday for Start Stitching Saturday. I will be starting a tutorial on how to knit from the toe up on socks. I did cuff down 1,000,001 years ago. So I'm now ready to do toe up. So if that's something that is, what's the word I'm looking for, attractive to you, then please join us Saturday. If you have any requests or suggestions for Start Stitching Saturdays, please let me know. On that note, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps out my channel quite a bit. And also share this video to help this channel grow. In the meantime, make what makes you merry. Ciao!